Are you struggling with low self-esteem, low confidence? This could be why. It's my theory, but hear me out. Could it be that you are struggling with low self-esteem, low confidence because you are trying to fit into rooms, into spaces that don't want you in there? Think about it. I had this thought on my way back from the gym, and I thought to just share my perspective, right? It's a thought. Think about it, right? Could it be that? Because in my own experience, that was the case, right? That was definitely the case. My self esteem, my self confidence was at its lowest point when I was trying to fit into spaces, groups that didn't want me in there. So, because they did not want me in there, they discarded me. Because they didn't want me in there, they did not acknowledge me. Because they did not want me in there, they did not value me. And oftentimes, a lot of our self-esteem and self-confidence comes from the reinforcement we are getting from other people, right? So if people are nice to you overall, then you're going to feel a bit more confident in yourself. And that, just think about it. Because when I look back on the period where I was at my lowest point from a self-esteem and self-confidence standpoint, it was always periods where I always felt left out. You know, I tried to join friend groups that they didn't like me as much, they did not value me as much, they did not see me as I saw them. And as a result, they would leave me out of the things they were planning. And because they would leave me out of things they were doing, I felt bad. And because I felt bad and I did not have self-confidence and I did not have self-esteem, I would try more and more and more to get into their groups and to make them like me. And it was a vicious cycle of chasing people that were running away from me. Does that make sense? And of course, because at the back of my mind, I would see that they were not accepting me, they were not liking me, they were not treating me the way I wanted to be treated. I felt bad about myself. I felt, oh, I wasn't good enough. They don't like me. I must suck. I'm not good. I'm just not good enough, right? And this was my life for 3 years, man. It was horrible, horrendous. You know, for example, they would tell me, oh, let's do this thing together, and I would be excited because I thought, oh my God, finally they want me as part of their group. But nobody would show up, right? Or they would cancel plans and they wouldn't tell me. You know? And when you experience things like this, you realize that, I mean, until you do the work on yourself, until you heal, you are going to internalize it. But my change came during the pandemic, 2020, right? Everybody was forced to stay at home. I had to stay at home. I had to stay by myself. I did not have any access to those people. And that was when I started realizing that when I wasn't around those groups that didn't want me in there, I felt better about myself. I felt good about myself. You understand? And it was as a result of that reflection that I realized that they didn't want me in their group. They didn't value me. They didn't see me. That is why they treated me as such. However, when I'm by myself, I love myself, I'm not trying to win external validation, I feel super. Now, what I did with that observation was I started selecting the people that I hung out with incredibly careful, or incredibly selective, I don't know, but you get the point. And the more I spent time with the people that were excited to spend time with me, the more I spent time with us, I was being validated, I was being accepted. Listen, guys, I get it. Don't look for external validation, but we are social creatures. We need that. Now, of course, love yourself, like yourself, validate yourself. Super. That's what I do anyway. The point here is you have to also understand that if you are trying to get into spaces and rooms that don't want you in there, they are going to treat you bad. They are going to ignore you. They are going to not value your perspective, your contributions. Say, for example, if you are in a space that doesn't value you and you are trying to give your opinion on something, they will talk over you, they will ignore you, they will make fun of you. Of course, your self-confidence is going to be bad. So if you're dealing with something like that, my immediate suggestion to you is to take steps back. Don't try your best to avoid that space, that group that doesn't validate you. Avoid them as much as you can, right? For a couple of weeks, see how you feel. Most likely your confidence is going to come back. And while you are distancing yourself away from such groups, you want to be engaging in things that enrich you, right? Go on a self-reflection journey. I did that, right? I mean, I had no choice. This was the pandemic, right? Go on a self-reflection journey. What do you like? What do you enjoy? What are your core principles? Write it down, right? And then see, since these people don't value you like that, can you find people that are probably more aligned to you? They're out there. There are billions of people out there, man. There's a lot of people out there. Not everybody's going to fit with you. And you're not going to fit with everyone. That's life. Find the people that fit. And when you find the people that fit, I guarantee you, you're going to feel valued. You're going to feel seen. You're going to feel respected, which is something we all desire because we are social creatures. Don't feel sad for looking for a social group. It's life. We all want it. And for me, speaking for myself, when I started getting my power back, my self-confidence, my self-esteem, because I realized who the hell I was and that I'm valuable, I'm good enough, especially when I started seeing people that valued me, I had very low tolerance for people who did not reciprocate my value. I had a very low tolerance for disrespect, even till now, right? Because I typically treat people with respect. That's how I operate. But if I'm in a space and somebody's being unnecessarily nasty to me, I call you out and I walk away. I am no longer in that space where I'm trying to chase after people to get value. I don't do that anymore because I know my value. I treat people with respect in general and I expect that back. And if you're not going to give it back, I'm away. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm just going to walk away and detach. That's just how I operate. Now, if you have no choice but to deal with this person, try something called gray rocking. I'm going to put a picture of it on the screen. I'm going to put a link in the bio, gray rocking. But in summary, gray rocking simply is just being as boring as possible to the person that is being disrespectful to you. That's it. Because to tie this video together, I'm going to say it this way. You determine how other people treat you, ultimately. You don't control what other people do, but you determine how they treat you. If somebody's being disrespectful, you have the power to walk away, to call them out, to do something about it. You don't have to take it. Especially when you don't have to. Right? And that's why I always say to people, at the end of the day, you must love yourself. You must accept yourself. You must fall in love with yourself. Because there are going to be days, there are going to be periods where you have no choice. Maybe it's not having a choice, but it's more having the acceptance of who you are and loving it and loving your company. And believe you me, once you get to that point where you love your company, you absolutely love spending time with yourself, it becomes addictive. It becomes addicting. Addicting? I don't know. Addictive. Let's just go with that. And you don't want to mess that up. Like, I'm at a point in my life right now where I love my space, I love my peace, I love my books that I'm reading, I love my mountain bike, I love the very small group of friends that I have. I love my life right now. And I'll be damned if I let anybody fuck that up. I hope this makes some sense. I hope this gave you some value. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, reach out to me. If you want to talk about your personal experience and what I think you should do, I'm happy to share what I know. Peace out.